The Phoenix Suns are the dark horse of the NBA, and they have been proving everybody wrong, and everybody that had them going to be bad this year, everybody that was saying that the trading Kevin Durant away was going to hurt them more than it was going to help them, has been wrong. But it has not been wrong for the reasons that you guys think. It's been wrong because the Phoenix Suns have proved themselves. With a new coach in Jordan Ott and new players in Dillon Brooks and Jalen Green, they have turned it around and proved everybody wrong. In my opinion, I think this is the best Phoenix Suns team we've seen since the 2021 NBA Finals run with Chris Paul and everybody else. But here's how they've been doing it, okay? And in the beginning of the year, Vegas had them winning 29 games. A lot of different places, and especially betting places, had them winning 29 or under, 25 games, somewhere around there. But the Phoenix Suns this year have been fighting. Every single possession they fight. If they're down by 20, they fight and come back. No matter what they do, they always fight and come back to win. And the biggest reason why, obviously we know the star player over there is Devin Booker, but that's not the biggest reason in my opinion. Obviously the role players play a biggest part, but in my opinion, it's Dillon Brooks. Now here are his averages this year. 21 points, okay? And his rebounds are all right. Everything else completely ass. You could tell though he brings the energy, he brings the grit, the toughness that the team needs. His shooting splits honestly better than I thought, and way better than when he was in Memphis, in my opinion. I honestly feel like that he's just playing better basketball, a better brand of basketball. When he went to the Rockets at a point where nobody wanted him, at a point where no Phoenix Sun team was even looking for him, at a point where no NBA team was looking at him in any type of way, shape, or form. Everybody wanted him out of the league. Everybody had nothing but bad things to say about him. He went to the Rockets. He figured it out. And although he still makes his mistakes on the Phoenix Suns team now, he's a lot better. And one of the things that he does that really hurts the Phoenix Suns is, for example, yesterday's game against the Heat. With about 48 seconds left, I remember that he hit a three, okay? And from there on, the Suns was struggling. Grayson Allen stepped on the out-of-bounds line, and the ball was turned over. And Dillon Brooks, I don't know if it was out of frustration or what it was, but he committed the craziest foul I've seen him commit in a while, okay? I mean, he pretty much pulled somebody down, pulled them, just moved them around, manhandled him, okay? And the whole point was to try to get the refs to call a foul on the other team, but they were not going to do that, bro. And things like that, little mistakes like that are what he needs to work on avoiding. Because with 11 seconds left, you do something like that, you are hurting your team more than you are helping your team. That is an opportunity that could have been, a rebound, an offensive rebound, or maybe, I know he shot the ball, it was an air ball. It could have been, a forced turnover right after. You could have ran back on defense. Anything but commit a flagrant foul that gave them 2 free throw attempts and the ball with 11.5 seconds left. I think the Phoenix Suns just need to work more on closing, and to be honest with you and to be fair to the Phoenix Suns, Devin Booker wasn't really a factor down the stretch. He was injured, okay? And this sucks. This has been a story for the Phoenix Suns. And throughout the whole year, one player comes in, one player leaves. But the one person who has been consistent is Dillon Brooks, and he's bringing the energy. And honestly, he's the reason why the team is able to pull out wins without Devin Booker on the court sometimes, and even sustain leads and build upon them, and sometimes fight back from being down 20. And a lot of people now, if you pay attention, they're flipping their opinions around, including myself. I'll be honest. I was one of those people who was saying that Dillon Brooks is a dirty player. He needs to be kicked out the league, this, that, and the third. And I think everybody was hopping on the bandwagon of just pure hatred. And now he's developed. He's better, okay? He still seems like he has a little bit of an anger problem, but he's better, okay? He's developed. And along Devin Booker, this works so well. And this is what the Phoenix Suns been missing. I also don't like the fact that he's influencing Devin Booker. I saw a stat the other day that said Draymond, Dillon Brooks, and Devin Booker are leading the NBA in technicals, and Book has 6 already. That's not a good look. And overall, the next best thing that happened to the Suns is Devin Booker this year not trying to gun and just chuck up shots and average 40 points. He's actually about 25.3, which I think is about his career average of 26, if I'm not mistaken. His rebounds is all right for Devin Booker. His assists, 6.4. I think that's pretty high compared to before he was point book, but ever since he became combo guard, I think that's pretty around average in his career. Everything else, in my opinion, I think that Booker needs to work on, especially turnovers. If you count them up, Dillon Brooks and Devin Booker are averaging 1/3 of the team's average turnovers. And this is the entire team's, averages in points, rebounds, assists. As you can tell, 121 points or 115 points, something like that they are scoring every night. It's how much they're putting up every night. Rebounds, around 43. I don't know where that lies along with everybody else, but I think that should be and could be a little bit better. So the assist numbers, the steals numbers, and definitely the blocks numbers. I don't know why that's so low. I mean, I understand that a lot of the defense on the Phoenix Suns come from perimeter guys who aren't really going for too many blocks. They're going just stand your ground and maybe sometimes gamble and get a steal. Other than that, shooting splits are good for the Phoenix Suns as an entire team. I do think that Devin Booker needs to improve his shooting on the 3-point attempts. And another thing that's been hurting them is that, like I said, injuries, right? So, yes, they traded for Jalen Green and they traded for Dillon Brooks and they gave up Kevin Durant, but Jalen Green has not been healthy all year. And now Devin Booker goes down as soon as Jalen Green is supposed to come back, and we never really get to see these two people play together, and we never get to see them play along with Dillon Brooks to see how all three of them come together and how this actually works out. The one game that we saw Jalen Green play, I believe he put up 29 points, and if I'm not mistaken, the Phoenix Suns won. Colin Gillespie, I think that's how you say his name, and Grayson Allen, and really the whole bench has been a big vocal point for this Phoenix Suns team. They've been able to pull out wins with them and without their star players. They've been able to, play point guard, especially Colin Gillespie. He's really been a big star for them, honestly, in my opinion, a big bright point for them. And Grayson Allen taking another step forward this year has been a really big thing for them as well. But I think the Phoenix Suns are fucked. All this sounds good, but they're only the 10th best defensive team and the 12th best offensive team. Unfortunately for them, this would not help them in the playoffs. You're going to have to be top 5 in both for this to help you. And matchups right now are really, really hard to adjust or even try to view who faces up with who and how that looks against every other team. The Suns right now are the 7th seed, and they're only 3 games out of the 2nd seed, which is being held by the Spurs. Now, how do the Suns compare to the Spurs? That would be really hard to break down, because who do you put up against who, and who's guarding Victor Wembanyama? I know when the Suns faced the Spurs, the Suns beat them, and if I'm not mistaken, the Suns beat them twice, and the Spurs beat the Thunder twice, but we saw the Thunder come back yesterday and smoke the Spurs. So really, regular season is really hard to try to figure out putting this person versus that person on the court, who will win and who will not. But you really do try. And the fact that the Suns are only 3 games out of the 2nd seed, man, I think is really hard. And the fact that the Lakers and the Rockets have played 2 or 3 less games than everybody else at this point of the season, what are we doing? Come on, bro. Give them more games. I'm sick and tired of this. They better have a whole bunch of back-to-backs in the second half of the season, or really the last 24 games after All-Star break. I'm tired, bro. They have played 37 games each, while everybody else sitting at 40, 41 games. That's annoying. Other news, Ja Morant saying that he wants to go to Miami. I don't know if he actually said that, but I see rumors about that. They're saying that Ja Morant wants to go to Miami. I think he's a really good fit for Miami. Speaking about the Miami Heat beating the Suns yesterday, I think him along with Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero would be amazing. That will give the city some light. And honestly, it will bring them back up to where they needed to be in terms of basketball and the basketball market and fans and all that stuff. So hopefully that does happen. I don't know who you would give up. If you got to give up Tyler Hero, then shit, I would do it. Fuck it. As long as I got Bam, I'm good. But anyways, thank you so much for watching the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. This Real Talk with E. Safe.